Let's go. I'm Christopher Pitt, and welcome to the Pursuit to Own podcast. At Pursuit to Own, we are pursuing ownership at every level of life. Whether it's mindset, business, life, or real estate, our goal is to get you from renting to owning your future. See, I felt the pain of poverty growing up as a sharecropper in zip code 27843. I understand the struggle of living in a one-bedroom shack, owning nothing, not even running water. But I turned that pain into purpose by becoming a premier affordable housing community developer, providing 27,843 ownership opportunities in marginalized communities. Here's the truth. Ownership starts in your mind, regardless of your situation or location. Whether you are escaping the poverty trap, buying a home, or starting a business, the pursuit to own mindset is the key to unlocking your zip code and success. Join me to discuss new innovative ways to own real estate with tokenization, blockchain, crowdfunding, fractional ownership, and so much more. Let's go. Welcome back to the Pursuit to Own podcast. Guys, we got a good one today. See, today we give you some real life, a real window into purpose, right? What is purpose, right? I'm in the midst of building out a business that is around purpose, but what does that mean? And how do you get there is what I want to know. What is purpose? And this is something I had to really tackle throughout my career. There is a point in time where you decide what you want to do in order to make profit, right? Along those ways, those are skill-based things. That means you are out here doing the best thing you can do with your skill to acquire the most financial benefit you can get, right? How can you make the most money with your skill? That's a lot of what work happens, right? That is what you do on a day-to-day basis. We all do that at some point, right? But then there becomes a point where something starts to nag at you. If it's not just climbing the corporate ladder, if it's not just making the most money, it's still something burning inside you. Now, that is when we get to purpose. That is when something is starting to tap a little bit on your heart. You don't know what it is. First time, you don't know why, right? Because a lot of the time, your purpose is something that you have been trapped in pain for years, right? It's something that you try to bury, all right? Because when you're trying to, do something in purpose, it's not your normal thing. You can't read a book on purpose. You can't. You have to go through something. You have to go through something to get your purpose. You have to go through it, or you have to be so close to it, right? That it left a scar on you mentally, emotionally, physically, right? It had to scar you in some way to it to be your true purpose, right? That is where I'm at today. And I have a lot of different things. So today I even asked myself, I'm in the midst of building my first purpose ecosystem, right? Pursuit to own is not just real estate, right? It is about ownership of your life. How do you make wealth through real estate, right? Being a owner matters. Being an owner matters, right? I started getting that tug a long time ago. I just didn't know how to do it, right? Oh, what was the steps you take, right? Because for my whole life, I've been running from behind, catching up, right? We're catching up. I want to be the best in my job. I had to be the best in my job, right? I always felt like the underdog. So I had to outwork everybody. I've been doing it for my whole life, probably like you. But I knew at some point I would be sitting right here with you guys to go against my biggest challenge, the biggest thing I'm ever going to do in my life. And that's to do a purpose-based business, right? Because on the outside of that, right, when you start to say that, internally, feels good. Feels good to know that you want to do something in order to help people. But feel good does not pay the bills, right? Because you feel good about it, it's not going to pay your bills. Because you're passionate about it, not going to pay your bills. So how do you convert that passion, that purpose into profit? You have to figure it out, or it won't last. And that is where people get stuck at. Because let me tell you, friend, this is a lonely road, right? This is a lonely road because everybody around you most of the time are only going to be focused on the profit. And they're going to remind you over and over again that you could have made this amount of money. Why do you care about X? For me, it's why do you care about the people so much, Chris? Why? Because let me tell you something. First step to purpose. Because I got a thing now, we got the purpose training camp, guys. Like for me, I'm in a state right now where I have really went hard. I'm a year into building Pursuit to Own. Just pouring in nothing but money, really building a successful investment in Pursuit to Own because I know where it can be, but I still got to get there, right? Because on the outside, it feels good. But on the inside, we got to go to work, right? We got to go to work. Like I can see some of the, the things are emotional, but it's not where it needs to be at. And what I've learned is your purpose business is way harder than your regular business. Hands down. You think it may be the opposite, but it's not. The only reason why it's different is because of you, right? It is when you just have a regular job or you have a business you don't really care about, it's really no attachment. You run into something that doesn't make financial sense, you cut it. You stop. You're like, yep, that's not happening. It's not happening, right? Or if you lose it, whatever, don't really care. I do something else. No real attachment to it, right? That's a regular business you can do, right? When you start doing your purpose, it doesn't go away like that, right? Your purpose is so embedded in you. Like it's so deep in the flesh, your DNA, it cannot be sold. Cannot be sold, right? So when you're dealing with purpose, the difference is between that and a regular business is you're not going to allow it to quit. And that comes with a lot of struggle because everything I'm about to tell you is something you're going to go through, right? You would think when you start off with purpose, it will be easier, right? Because hey guys, I'm literally helping people. Helping people has been the hardest business I've ever been in my entire life. The hardest business is to help people. That comes from a lot of different perspectives, right? But the first thing I want us to concentrate on is if you're ready to make that step and you're thinking about it, now's the time for me to lead with that purpose. You got to find the you in your purpose. That's the first step, guys. To make it successful, you have to find the you in your purpose. Why does that matter? Because the thing that makes you successful is you have to be an expert, even if it is purpose driven, right? You got to be the guy. You got to be the thought leader, the woman, whoever you may be. You got to be that person that people are going to lead and follow behind you, right? You're going to lead people. You have to lead. And to lead without a title, you have to have experience. Someone has to be contagious, energy. Somebody has to have so much belief in what they're saying that others can borrow your belief. Like that is what you're going down this road in, right? That's what you're going down. So you got to find the you. When you find the you, it's easy because whatever you went through, you already did it. You already won, right? So what you are doing now is showing people how they can win the same way you did. Go through that pain and you will see your purpose. Now, for me, like I said, it's home instability, right? I knew what it felt like to go without a home. I knew what it felt like to be trapped in a little room with people you don't know. I know what it feels like. I never forgot those feelings, right? As a kid, I was embarrassed. It was just so much stuff happening to me as a kid to just, fortify my mindset, right? And that can be in different ways, but I didn't know how this thing was going to end, but I knew at some point I was going to come back and say that 7-year-old Chris, that 5-year-old Chris, and his sister, and his brother, and his mama, right? I knew I was coming back for them. I knew it. Just like you. That's purpose, right? That's purpose. Finding that thing that hurts you, and you'll turn that thing into something positive. Now, let me tell you about how interesting this gets. So again, as I told you, I had multiple business, had a lot of success in life. Helping people has been the hardest. Helping people has been the hardest because it's so much goes into it. Everybody wants the quick win, the quick outcome. Ain't nothing quick about changing someone's mindset. Ain't nothing quick about, really understanding that trauma and not being able to move forward because you're just so stuck in a space, a time, right? But that is where purpose is built, right? Because for whatever reason, that moment you went through, that moment changed something about you. That moment is still in you right now. Either it happened to you directly or you were so close to it, you felt it. You felt it and you knew you didn't want this to happen to anyone else. Now that is when you can start understanding this could be a purpose for you, right? When you have something that is emotionally tied, I mean, it's in your soul, man, that I don't want this to happen. And again, you would think that would be a good thing. But let's just talk about some of the things I went through. So by starting this business, what happens is when you get in your purpose, a lot of people are not going to understand. Is what we started at, right? This road is very lonely because only people are going to look, not support, but look and see where it lands for you. On the other side of that, the people you're trying to help don't even understand what you're doing for them, right? You got to think about it. They were you when you was going through it, right? When you're going through things in life, you're not thinking, you're not processing. You can't think 5 years out. You're thinking day to day, right? That's what most of these people are doing, day to day. So your first thing is you got to connect with them. So by doing all of this, right, you're fighting at every stage, right? The people, when you say purpose, they think, oh, charity, profit. I mean, charity, it's just non-profit stuff, right? That's not true. That's not true. Purpose is just mission aligned, meaning I am doing something to solve a problem. It could be a social problem. It could be an economic problem, but I'm solving a problem just outside of the normal, things that's on the balance sheet, right? These are the things that I am targeting, right? But let's go back to that person. So when you start this thing, you're going to have very little support. Once you really get into it, when you first announce it, everybody's going to love it. Yay! It's awesome. Good for you. And then it stops. Then it's all on you. Because what you got to understand is, as you start to go through and you start to deliver on the things that you're saying, you're starting that process of changing people. What you're going to run into that's going to shock you is it's a lot of people that don't want to be changed. What you're going to run into is it is a lot of people that is being gate-kept around, right? They won't allow you to change them. They would do anything to keep them. And they hide behind, oh, we're just going to protect them. You're not protecting them, keeping them in poverty. That was one of the biggest barriers I still have to get through, right? I still have to get through that one. The gatekeeping of poverty has got to stop. I've never seen it so hard to just get to people to try to help them, right? If I wanted to take advantage of them, it's much easier. But when I'm trying to help them, I can't get to them. How does that work? How does that work? I'm talking about I can't even speak to the people. I can't speak to the people. Not sell anything, not serve. Let me speak to the person I used to be is what I'm asking for. They won't even let me do that. I spend my days finding ways around, up and down just to get to you. Like, that's how much time you have to spend in purpose-led businesses, right? It's unbelievable to me. And you're going to go through this thing and it's going to be days where you just, you're going to feel like you are constantly just climbing this never-ending mountain. Because even on the days that you get wins, no one's there clapping for you. It's only you internally. Only you know where it's going. Everybody think this thing is going to fade. Everybody thinks the minute you hit a bump in the road, you're going to stop. Everyone thinks like, oh, I heard something similar like this before, that you just are going to stop. But you're not. See, once you keep plugging away, and it's going to be days that you're going to want to stop, trust me. I have those days, right? I have those days. That's when I have to really sit with myself, man. Sit with myself and go deep inside of me, right? And I got to one of those points, it's been recent. And I really had to, what I had to stop doing, and this is a great nugget from you. This is something I just learned, really. Even though you're passionate about who you're trying to serve, you can't convince them. Cannot convince them, right, to better themselves. You got to figure out a way to challenge them to better themselves. That's the only way you're going to get accountability. Right? Even for you and for me, people like us, like we believe, like, hey, why won't you just take these steps? This is going to change your life. Why won't you do it? They don't believe in step. They may not have the right shoes on. It may not be the right surface. They will come up with a reason why they can't take that step. And that's the hard and frustrating part for you. Like, I'm doing everything I can, man. I'm laying it out for you. I'm telling you, I'm sharing here, step by step, this is what we need to do. And they will not do it. And those are the days that you're going to question yourself, right? You're going to say, well, do I really need to keep going or not? And that's the day when I tell you, you're going to have 99 reasons to stop. Your job is to find the one reason to keep going. And most time, that one reason is you. Look in the mirror. You set out to go do something to make impact, to change people's lives. You did that. They don't get to tell you to stop. They don't get to put up the barriers and think you're just going to go away. They don't tell you that you can't do what you're meant to do on this earth. You do. And that's why I fall back, right? Me, I personally did a 30-day. I'm in the mix of doing a 30-day personal challenge. Like, not for, everybody. Just me digging deep. Like, where are you? I'm trying to find that guy again because I'm at that crossroad, right? I built the structure. It's all there. You know what one of the most disappointing things was for me? I gave countless workshops, talked to countless people about home ownership and a couple of my projects. I kept them off the market. I'm giving them equity when they walk through the door, all at the expense of me losing profits to help someone else, right? That's purpose. When you're just really putting your purpose over your profit. Like, I want to help you. Everything was great. When the homes got done, do you know how many people actually showed up for themselves? Not showed up for me, for themselves. Goose egg, 0. One of the most disappointing and depressed moments I had in a very long time, right? Because I looked at these people, I spoke to these people, and I thought, we had an opportunity to really work together. And then you realize that self-sabotage would never let them through the gate. These poverty gatekeepers would never let them through the gate. Now, we will spend years preparing, supposedly, for opportunity for ownership. But when the opportunity presents itself, you ghost yourself. How does that make sense? I bring this up because purpose is about helping people. And the people business can get hard. Helping people can get hard. I'm telling you this, right? Because you have to be in a position where you can show so much evidence that it works for them to believe in themselves. That's hard. That's why people don't do this type of work, because you have to put so much effort in it. Like, this stuff is not on your balance sheet. This stuff is not on your P&L. This stuff is not in your bank account, right? This is your time that you have to invest in. The most valuable thing you have is your time. And that is what purpose requires from you, to give up the most valuable thing in your life. And that is time. And that comes without any returns when you just start, right? When you just start. And those are some lonely days. Those are some lonely days. And that's why we're here, right? Because I'm going through this now, and it's fresh. I hope you can feel it. It's fresh to me. It's a lot of frustrations I'm having. It's people I'm trying to help that I've seen self-sabotage. It's people I even told them the steps before what they was going to do. And they still did it. They still did it, right? And it just blows my mind. And again, those are some really tough days when you're in the purpose business, right? Very tough days. And that's why you got to find the you in your purpose, right? Because I keep coming back to, even on my most frustrating day, I just really think about me being in that small little room, me seeing my mom hold the door so those men don't come in and hurt her or the kids. I think about that dirt road. I think about me running, just running, man. Running to that country store just so I can get an opportunity to play sports, right? I can feel it now. I got sweat coming down my face. I remember this, man. I feel it, right? I remember calling the people in my class, not calling, but talking to them in class, begging them to please let me bring that book to school so I can do my book report because I can't get to the library. I remember that. I remember that, man. So while all this stuff goes in, that is where the purpose comes back. Because I know there's somebody who needs it. And you know it. You know it, right? Sometimes somebody just got to crack the door open for you. Now, I don't got to open it all the way. Just give me a crack. And these people, they have to learn how to fight. They got to learn how to fight for themselves. What they don't understand, they have been put in a system that have taken all the fight out of them. Taking all the fight out of them, right? They got them in a box, financial box, right? Economic box. That if I make too much money, they're going to take any benefits I got away. But if I don't do anything, I can get a lot of benefits. So the thing that's on, fighting for yourself is not enough on the other side to incentivize anybody to do anything. So guess what they do? They stop fighting. Accept life. This is how it is. We got to break that, man. You don't deserve to be in a box. You don't deserve to be in a box. You have the ability to get in pursuit and get out of the box. That's what frustrates me about people, right? I walk around, I see them making the same mistakes over and over again. Over and over again, right? I see you caring so much about, the financial trends. No, not about the financial trends. I mean, about fashion trends. But you should be thinking about the financial trends, right? Like, they can tell you about the clothes coming out that they can't afford. They can't tell you one thing that can create revenue for themselves financially. Nothing. That is tough, my friend. That is tough. And, for me, it's very, for me, I see a lot of people and I pray, man. And I thank God. Because a lot of times I say, that could have been me. Some days I even say that should have been me. Should have been me. But something about me, something that hit me, wouldn't let that be, right? That's why I'm sitting here today. We all got a decision to make. Something inside happened, man. Something I knew I had to do. Something got me in pursuit. I knew it. Still burning, man. Still burning right now as we speak. I'm thinking about them more than they're thinking about themselves. Again, very hard thing if you're in your purpose, right? That's where you see all this resentment comes from people. That's why you see people don't want to help people. Because it's hard to help, to show value to someone when you care more about that person than they do themselves. And a lot of times when you're talking about serving people, that's what you're dealing with, right? You ain't serving people that have it all. You're not serving people that are perfect. If you're serving people, it is people that are going through something, right? And for most people, they don't understand what that feels like. I do. I know why you will self-sabotage yourself. I know why. It's too much pressure on the other side. I know why you don't believe in yourself, because everybody told you couldn't do it for your whole life. I know why it's easier just to sit home and just act like nothing is going wrong in the world and everything is fine. It's not going to be just fine. It's not. Guys, we are going to, look, let me tell you, look, we're going to get right to it because I feel like I have done everything possible, the most diplomatic way I could. I made every effort, but now we got to get right to it, guys. Right now, we got to pull off the Band-Aid. We're at a point right now where we're going to have to get in pursuit or poverty, but you choose. That is for a lot of people that I'm serving right now. Probably a lot of people that you're serving too. It's going to be new people that's going to enter that space with all this AI technology and people losing, jobs they thought was untouchable, right? Think about that for a second. And that's why I'm really I'm fired up, man. We have to go now. We have to go now because there is going to be hundreds and thousands of people that have never felt what poverty feels like. That's going to face that for the first time in their life. You know why? Because everything has went right for them their entire career. And this is going to be one of those times in history when it's not going to go right for them. And they ain't going to know how to rebound. They're not, right? They're not. It takes grit to be able to overcome something over and over again. You have to be in pursuit to overcome something over and over again. It takes discipline to come over and over again. But the hardest thing you can do is give somebody something, right? And take it back. That's what happened. A lot of people have worked their ass off to get to the positions they are, but out of nowhere, they're going to face something they never faced before with AI. And all this value that they had for years, decades, right? For decades. They have been cream of the crop, man. Cream of the crop. And now, poof, that not only their job, their industry could disappear. Y'all ain't feeling me on this. Their industry could disappear. What does that create? Now you got people that are extremely talented, have a lot to offer, going to be fighting for the same stuff that all these people here that's on the grind up trying to fight for. What happens in that scenario? You tell me. They already been winning already. But the difference is going to be this time, they never had to choose between pursuit or poverty. Some of them will. Some of them will absolutely adapt. A lot of them won't. Because let me tell you something. No one wants the stress that comes with poverty. No one wants the stress that comes with bills not being paid. No one wants the stress with food not being on the table. No one wants the disappointment of your family looking at you and you can't help them. No one wants the disappointment when you're out there putting application, resume, everything you're doing, and you can't get a job to feed your family. Nobody wants that kind of pressure. But that's what we're going to be looking at, guys. It's going to be pursuit or poverty. You choose. I'm just getting you in started first because I've been here before. I've been here, man. I don't take this lightly, right? And that's why I'm doing it now. I'm putting it out now because we're going to look back. It's easy to say if this is going to be right. But I've been there, man. I've been doing that my whole life. So what I'm trying to tell you is those are going to be the leaders in the new economy. Because if you can't adapt, you're not going to feed your family, right? It is going to be a lot of tough decisions, not just ownership. Not just ownership. It's going to be a lot of tough decisions over the next 2 years. It's going to be a new world out there. And right now, we're the horse in this new economy, not the car. We are definitely the horse when the car is coming, right? And how do you get people that are still trying to figure out a bank account when Bitcoin is literally being adopted as we speak right now? Think about that delta. Jobs are currently being placed on hold. After they go on hold, they're going to be on position review. All they're doing is buying time to implement AI. Those jobs are never coming back. Never coming back. So right now is the time that we all need to dig in to protect our future. I don't know how else to say it. This is a moment that we all got to stand up to. If you're working a job right now, start to figure out how to make money outside of your job today. Leverage your job to create revenue outside of your job, right? Leverage it. Don't leave it. Leverage it. Do not leave your job. Leverage your job. That is what I'm telling you. Because if you leave this job now, it may not be there for you again. We have to figure out ways to create revenue. One of the ways of doing that is having ownership. Ownership produce income without you physically doing the work. That is what pursuit to ownership is, right? Pursuit to own something that produces income for you. For you, right? Because when you're in purpose, man, you gotta tell the people the right information. I'm not here to, put the Band-Aid on. I mean, just Band-Aid and soft, No, we're not doing that. It's too much of that already. We can't cuddle it. We have to go now. This ain't the time to sit here and think everything is here, because everything is not okay. Everything would not be okay going forward. Matter of fact, every day goes by, you getting closer to not okay. Right? So now's the time for you to get in pursuit, right? I don't care who you are. Like, if you're working a job right now, you need to go and figure out how to do something outside of that job. You need to go own some real estate. You need to go own a business. You need to, first of all, own your life. What does your life look like 2 to 3 years from now? You need to figure that out right now. You need to figure that out right now. Because when you are in your purpose, it's reasons like this, it's things like this that had an effect on you to do the type of work that you're doing. Now, all I can do is foresee that it's going to be a lot of more people with purpose is going to be needed as we navigate through the next 2 to 5 years. Everything's changing. Everything's changing. Everything is changing. But that doesn't mean that change is for the bad. That doesn't mean that you cannot get yourself in position. I tell people all the time, pursuit to own is about getting in position to own. It's a timing thing. You have to be ready. You can't let something happen. Life can't happen and then you react. That's what people do all the time. You know this is coming. We know this is coming, right? It is people trying to buy homes right now waiting 5, 6 years. If you couldn't buy 5 or 6 years ago, why do you feel like it's just going to happen for you right now? If you just keep everything the same, it will not happen for you. You got to change. You need a strategic plan. You got to think different about how you're going to get to your goals in today's economy. Everything is changing. Everything. I don't want you to take this opportunity while you still got time. You still got time to prepare yourself, put yourself and your family in a better space, man. Think about 2 years from now, right? I'm telling you to lock in with me, man. Because you're going to see everything. I'm showing you behind the scenes, all of it, right? I'm building a business of purpose, and it's hard, guys. It is hard. It's barriers. It's days I want to quit, but I get up, and because I find that one thing that keeps me going every single day. And those are the people that I'm trying to identify with. Are you one of those people? Are you part of this? What my community is the pursuit breed. That means, you know what that means? That means you was bred without belief. Woo! Bred without belief. That's who I am, right? I didn't have anybody believing in me, right? But me, right? I don't walk into a place and everybody just want to help me. I have to help myself. I am bred without belief, meaning that I have made things happen without anybody believing. You got to do the same thing for yourself. So if you want to be a part of Pursuit Breed, please lock in with us. Because I'm building this tribe, man. And we're going to be ready. And we're going to stay in pursuit for this next economy. I'm giving it to you all today because somebody has to. Somebody has to. Somebody has to, right? Because what I know is I don't want you to find out what life was like for little Chris when he was 5, 6 in those terrible conditions. You don't want that in your life. Protect your family, man. Protect your family. Woo! All right. This is getting hot, but this is what this is going to be like going forward. Like, we are really going to we got to get in pursuit. I can't even sugarcoat it anymore. We are getting in pursuit. We're breaking down. We are going to knock down all of this poverty gatekeeping. We have to free the people now. We have to go now. We have to go now. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, I don't get it. Waiting for what? Tell me what you're waiting for. You cannot save your way when you're struggling. You can't save your way when you're struggling. Can't do it. You need a strategic plan to get you out of there, man. SEAL Team 6 type plan. How do I get out of here? You need somebody that is equipped with SEAL Team 6 skills to get you into a financial place so you can own something. That's what we're doing in Pursuit. We're taking a different approach and we're bringing it, man. None of this sitting back anymore. I did that for a year. Didn't work. Didn't work at all. So now we come in hard and uncut. Just be ready for it. And as always, stay in pursuit. Let's go. Thank you for listening to the Pursuit to Own podcast. If today's episode inspired you, don't stop here. Take the next step toward owning your future. Visit pursuitToOwn.com to sign up and join our growing community of wealth builders. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Pursuit to Own for updates, tips, and success stories. Together, we're turning dreams into assets. Until next time, stay in pursuit.